Good Friday morning! Today we are going to look at how to run Jest test sequentially. I'm Stefan, you are watching Dev. Okay, so for that, just go to the link below. You will go to GitHub and into my account, and we just copy and paste the clone link. Just after that, just open your favorite text editor, open the terminal and do git clone of the link. This is a project that I did to help you with this case. If you take a look at the source folder here, you will see there is 3 test suite in our folder. The 1, the 2, the 3. The 2 first tests are like tests that need to be run sequentially, and the last one can be run in parallel. Why do I need to run the 2 first in sequentially? I need the 2 first tests to be sequentially because we are locking a file. So the tests are very simple. We are just describing a test, and in this test we are locking a file, wait for a random time and unlock the file. To understand what happened, we will just add like something in a file, like I'm locking the file, I'm unlocking the file, I'm locking and I'm unlocking the file. So this is for the first test, this is for the second one, it's exactly the same, and the third one do nothing at all. It can be run in parallel and everything, it will work. So we're gonna try to run the test. So for that, just go into the how to Jest sequential parallel folder. Inside the folder, we are just doing a yarn install to install all the dependencies. When it's done, we can just do yarn test 1 to run the first test, this one. So remember, the first test is just 2 tests that are locking the same file, and we will see that the test is okay. If I check the result, I see like I'm locking the file in the test 1, I'm unlocking the file in the test 1, I'm locking the file in the test 2, I'm unlocking the file in the test 2. So it's okay. Jest is sequential. Everything is good. I don't need this video. Just everything works. I need the test to be sequential, and it is. So what's the issue of this? If I try to run the test 2, I will see that the test 2 is okay. So now the problem is if I try to run all the tests together, because Jest is dealing every file like another test. It means that the file will be run in parallel. Tests in a describe are sequentially, so the first will be done and after the second will be done. But in the same time, it will happen exactly the same here in my second test. The first will be done and the second will be done. But they are going to be run in the same time, so it's the parallel issue. If I check my test now, I can see that it doesn't work. So why it didn't work? It's because Jest is dealing every file in parallel mode. It means that it's going to run file 1, file 2, file 3 together at the same moment. And if you check at the result of the test, you will see that we will try to lock the file in our first test suite. We will try to lock the file in our second test suite, and we will try to lock the file in the second test too. So it's not going to work because if I check the result, I can see that when I try to lock the file on my second test suite, test 1, it says that some file lock already exists. Yes, because the file 1 is not finished. To remember, creating a log file and we move it after a random time, and they are all working on the same log file. So how can we fix that? How can we run some tests in parallel and some other tests in sequential mode? For that, you can just add a Jest config.json in your folder here, and what we are going to do is describe 2 different projects of tests in our file. Here we are going to describe a sequential test that are going to run all the file code.sec.spec.ts, and a parallel test project that is going to run all the files that are not sec.spec.js, all the files that is finished with spec.js but doesn't have sec before. So I already named my file this way, so we want the 1 and the 2 to be sequential and the 3 to be like normal parallel mode. So now we are going to run yarn test and see what happens. So the test will fail, but the important things here is to see that we are now like different name of project before our test. Like you can see that the test 1 will be sequential and the third one will be parallel, for example. Okay, so now we are going to configure the sequential to be sequential. So for that, we are going to use another runner. The runner is called Jest serial runner. You need to add it in your project, so yarn add. So when it's done, we can now just run our test again. Let's run our test and see what happens. What you can see is Jest is now running the sequential one after the other. So what we can see now is just that Jest is now running our sequential test one after the other. So we can see that is running the 1 after is running the 2 and is running the parallel at any kind of moment. You can see it here, looking for the 2, looking for the 2, looking for the 1, locking the file for the 1 and the 3. Another things to test is just to be sure that the non-sequential tests are still running in parallel mode. For that, we will just do like another test here, and we will call it test 4. Okay, and let's run the test again. We can see that the test 3 and the test 4 are running at the same moment together, and now after that, when both of them will be ended, the sequential test will be run. Now you can see that parallel tests are finished and now we are running the sequential one. So it works. We are now able to run our tests like as we want by just naming them .sec or .spec. We can just run it as sequential test or parallel test. It's very simple to do, and you can just look at your folder and you know exactly, immediately, what is the running mode of each test. I hope this video helped you with running tests as sequential mode. This is something I use all the time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will do like a new video every week, and it's going to be all the time videos that will help you to improve your skills. Thank you. See you next week.